Hello and good morning, everyone. The new and final episodes of Season 2 have been released on BBC iPlayer. You can watch them for free if you have a VPN, or someone might have already posted the episodes on YouTube. I watched them since they were released around 4 or 5 a.m. here in Europe, and I'm going to tell you what happened and who won, and some of my thoughts about the end game. So if you still haven't watched the episodes, maybe you should and then come back here so we can discuss them. So here is a super short recap of all 5 episodes. So we start with episode 9, which is right after the Priya and Caleb drama started because Z told everyone's secret. It's a sympathy fest for Priya, and everyone hates Caleb. Just look at Wayne and Damien protecting the princess of Total Drama. We love a strong defender. Then it's challenge time, and the challenge is initially that they have to find the biggest object they can find on the island. Then the second challenge is to try to fit that object through a hole by breaking it. It comes down to Julia, Priya, and Caleb, but in the end, with a sugar-like throw, Caleb wins immunity. MK and Julia are worried since they are going to get targeted, so they make a deal to just let things play out, but MK tries to go behind her back, and smack talks about Julia to the others. However, this then backfires as MK gets outplayed by Julia, so she gets eliminated. However, MK is fine with it, and we get our last MK-Julia crumbs, and Chef is a secret MK-Julia fan. Next is a pretty boring episode, and it starts with Damien trying to swap his idol spot because he has been cautious ever since he got that letter. Then we move on to one of the most boring challenges ever. It's basically a memory game of the eliminated campers, and if they pick the wrong one, they get punished. Julia is also trying to get in between Priya and Caleb to prevent them from getting back together. It works at first, but then fails as Chris changes the rules so the immunity winner can pick another person to also be immune. This is where Caleb does the lovey-dovey talk to Priya and finally tells her that he loves him so they get back together. In a sudden death round, it comes down to Julia, Priya, and Caleb, and Julia ends up winning because of an accident Priya made. In the elimination ceremony, Julia chooses Caleb to be immune, and it's revealed that she and Caleb have a secret pact. If Julia gives Caleb immunity, he will vote with her for the rest of the season, as long as it isn't Priya. So in the end, Damien, who vanished halfway through the episode, gets eliminated because of the pact as well for Wayne and Raj being dumb. But he then decides to use his idol, which shockingly has been stolen. Oh wow, guess who found it? Must be a mystery. This will probably shock you. Not. So in the next episode, we have another Priya and Caleb segment discussing about the pact he made with Julia, which of course angers Priya, but they decide to let it go and still try to be in an alliance together. It's challenge time again, and MacArthur makes a special appearance as she brings all these K9 dogs in this cutie. The challenge is to try to escape these dogs that will chase them down and take them back to this mat. If they are brought back 3 times, they are out, so the last person standing gets immunity. Caleb and Priya try to work together, but they get kind of broken up because this dog wants to kill Caleb. Raj and Wayne are a little bit more involved in this episode. Raj is smart and makes a fake one of himself to get the dog's attention. This works, but Wayne thinks that Raj died. Raj is now in his undies and likes to scratch his butt. In the end, it comes down to, wait for it, it comes down to Julia and Priya, shocker. But because of Julia's fake nails, she is able to take immunity. Now, going into the elimination, both Raj and Wayne have decided to vote for Caleb, even if Julia tried to vote out Priya, but since their minds are set, she changes plans. In the end, Raj gets eliminated, and we say goodbye to our snow owl. Then we head into episode 12, and our final 4 are Priya, Caleb, Julia, and surprisingly, Wayne. It starts off with Caleb having to choose between Priya or keeping the promise he made with Julia, and he is really bad at it. Raj is now gone, and Wayne enters his sad era, and we get this montage of him being alone with real music. He also has an AirPod, yes. That's a super important fact. He has an AirPod. Julia also tries to befriend him by being a new hockey bro. Meanwhile, Wayne mistakenly thinks they are getting married. The challenge is another boring one, but they basically have to hook each other, which brings them into a box with their worst fears. The person standing alone on the battleground wins immunity. Wayne gets his own storyline in this episode because he is not involved in the drama. And guess what? It comes down to Julia, Priya, and Caleb again. Since he is still debating on which side to pick, his girlfriend or keeping the promise, he decides to just hook both of them so he wins immunity. At the elimination, it's clear that Julia is gonna go home. We have maybe one of the longest campfire ceremonies ever with drama. Caleb has immunity and Wayne gets the other marshmallow. It's down to Priya and Julia, and the final marshmallow actually goes to Priya. But in a non-shocking twist, Julia is revealed to have the idol and uses it to get Priya eliminated. So instead of a last kiss from Priya, she wants to seek revenge. Now we are in the finale, and we have Caleb, who is mad at Julia for getting Priya out. Then there is Wayne, who has no idea why he is there and what he is doing there. So the eliminated contestants come back, and this time they get to choose who to support, so half of them split up between Caleb and Wayne, and only MK picks Julia. Basically, Wayne has the most supporters, meanwhile Caleb just has an anti-Julia team, and Julia has her girly. The challenge is a three-parter. First, they need to carry their supporters up a hill. Then they have to go over this rope and finally put on a squirrel suit and soar down to the dock. The first person to reach it will win Season 2. So since this is a short recap, here is basically what happens. Wayne falls behind right from the start and pretty much stays like that until the end. Caleb does decent, but for some reason he is struggling to push this cart. Meanwhile, he had no problem pulling a yacht. Julia also does very decently, but she also falls down the tightrope and her bestie dinosaur eats her hair, and now she looks like this. She kind of matches with Wayne, right? It is a close race between Caleb and Julia, so it looks like one of them will win. But in a shocking turn of events, Wayne comes and crashes down and wins. So the official Season 2 winner is Wayne. So here are some quick thoughts directly after watching the last few episodes. I'm happy that Wayne won, but I don't know if he deserves it though. I'm a little but underwhelmed, to be honest. Like, I love Wayne, but my guy did not even know what he was competing for and did not even know the prize. So I'm pretty in the middle when it comes to the ending. I'm a real reality TV fan, so I like when the competition is real. This felt more like luck. If this was real, I would be disappointed. But since it's total drama and a cartoon, I'm overall fine with the ending we got, because it's Wayne and you can never get sad when it comes to Wayne. Sadly, the Delululand ending did not happen, and Julia failed and became the new Heather. This time, she didn't go completely bald, though. The Priya and Caleb thing was a little bit too long, but I still liked it, and it was fun to watch, but maybe dragged on a little bit too much. I mostly care about that Priya got more screen time than I thought. The idol was also pretty meh, like all that build-up for Damien just for that to happen, and we didn't even see Julia steal it, like... The most disappointing things at the end game were really the challenges. They were very lackluster and mostly boring. However, what makes up for it are the interactions we have. They made the challenges much shorter, and we got more segments of everyone both before and after the challenge, instead of directly going into the elimination challenge, even if it was mostly about Priya and Caleb. There is so much more I want to talk about, but I will do a much more detailed review later on, so this will be it for now. I have been up since I posted my last video, which was like more than 12 hours ago, so I need some sleep now, and will post this when I wake up again. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all later, probably with a review and in an updated tier list. Bye!